Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the confusion. This is our first time ever at the market, and we had some technical difficulties. I'd like to talk to you about Shimmy Mob. Shimmy Mob is a worldwide event. It is the largest group dance performance in the world. We have 202 cities participating and over 2,400 dancers worldwide, all with the goal of raising money for domestic abuse victims and their local shelters. So the money that we raise today goes to Leeds and Grenville Interval House. It does not go outside of Brockville. I wanted to let you know that Shimmy Mob started only 6 years ago in 2011. And so far, worldwide, we've raised $250,000 all towards local shelters. The Brockville Shimmy Mob last year raised $1,700, and it's only our fourth year participating. I want to thank the Farmers Market for allowing us this opportunity to bring attention to such an important issue that's very close to our hearts. Shimmy Mob was started by Francesca Sabea Anastasi, who has experience with domestic abuse issues. And it's just something we feel very strongly about, that we want people to raise their voices with us, whether you're dancing, whether you're donating, whether you're sponsoring. We want you to raise your voices with us and say that the violence against anybody has to stop. It's not just about violence against women, it's about violence against any person, regardless of their gender, their age, their racial component. Mixed people, like me, I'm a mix of several different cultures. And we just have to put a stop to it. We have to. So we dance because this is what we do, and it's World Belly Dance Day, so we welcome you for that as well. And this is our way of fighting back. We're going to make ourselves seen. We're going to make ourselves heard. I also want you to understand that quite a few of these ladies are not actually dancers, but they feel strongly enough about this issue that they are taking part. So we are here to have fun. It is not about being perfect or whatever. It is about just letting people know that this has got to stop. So I thank you very much.
Volunteer Center of St. Lawrence Rideau. And so I want you guys to know that everybody out here, they're all volunteers. They're all volunteering their time for this awesome cause. And with the Volunteer Center, we have a Change the World Ontario Youth Volunteer Challenge. And today we've got a large number of young ladies that are helping out with this event as well. They're all back here. Girls, say hi. So with this challenge, we try and get youth involved in volunteerism, and I'm happy to say that Brockville is an amazing place for young people. Last year with this challenge, in a 6-week time frame, I had 522 youth volunteer for a total of 1,817 hours, which is just an amazing number. And we get that number incorporated into the numbers of Ontario. So I just wanted to draw your attention to the fact that volunteers really, really make a difference. Thanks.
is what happens in our house. So I would like to welcome Kimberly Ray.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. I want to say a special thank you to all the dancers and to Karen for pulling this together. What a beautiful day, and the sun is holding out for us, so we're happy about that. Well, I thought we were having somebody else speak before me, so you will be hearing about some statistics. She's right here. Okay, so we're gonna let Sierra speak first, and then I will be on.
Go Sierra! So, hi, I'm Sierra. So this isn't actually mine. I didn't write this at all. So I'd like to say before I speak, thank you, Tori, for writing this.
Yay, go Tori!
So, domestic violence and abuse can happen to anyone, yet the problem is overlooked, excused, or denied. This is especially true when abuse is psychological rather than physical. Noticing and acknowledging the sign of abuse in relationships is the first step to ending it. No one should live in fear for the person they love. If you recognize yourself or someone you know in the following warning signs and the descriptions of abuse, reach out. There is help available. Domestic abuse, also known as spousal abuse, occurs when one person in an intimate or marital relationship tries to dominate and control the other person. Domestic abuse includes physical violence, including physical violence, is called domestic violence. Over 3 million Canadian children are at risk of exposure to parental violence each year. It is estimated that 3 out of 5 children in each Ontario classroom are exposed to women abuse in their homes. 1 in 3 women experience domestic violence. On average, every 6 days, a woman in Canada is killed by their intimate partner. And on any given day in Canada, more than 3,000 women, along with their 2,500 children, are living in an emergency shelter to escape domestic violence.
Well, having heard about some of the facts and statistics representing this pervasive issue and the impact of violence against women, I'm sure some of you are surprised, shocked, and I hope horrified at the numbers. This, although often confused as a women's issue, is not. This is a societal issue affecting people all along the gender continuum. Intimate partner violence also knows no bounds when it comes to age, culture, religion, socioeconomic status, or sexual orientation. It is really important to acknowledge the men in the crowd today. I want to be clear that we are not talking about all men when we speak of violence against women. Most of us have wonderful, supportive, non-violent men and boys in our lives, our brothers, fathers, partners, uncles, and friends. When we speak of men as perpetrators in this context, we speak of those few violent and controlling men and boys who choose to use their strength, power, and influence to oppress and victimize women and girls. Thank you to those who represent the caring majority of men for being here today. Thank you for your support and your donations. Supportive, respectful, safe men and boys have a wonderful opportunity to be a part of the solution to violence against women and girls. You have friends, family, children, teammates, and colleagues in your circle of influence who you can impact through your positive example, through your choices, and through your actions. I know there are probably people here today who very much need to hear some of these things, either because they're personally connected to the issue, or so that they may be able to help someone they care about. During the 2015-16 fiscal year, Interval House admitted 79 women and 32 children to our emergency shelter. We logged 367 crisis calls and provided non-residential services such as outreach, transitional and housing support, child and witness programs to 258 women and 44 children. We are funded by the province of Ontario to provide 10 beds. We are generally operating at 100 to 140% capacity. Often we do have a wait list. An interesting number to share with you is our residential bed days statistic, which counts the actual numbers of individuals who stay in the shelter. For example, if we have 10 women and children in shelter for 7 days, this represents 70 residential bed days. So for a 10-bed shelter over a year, we would expect 3,650 bed days if we ran at 100%. So last year, in comparison, our number was 1,952 people staying in the shelter in terms of beds used per night over the course of the year. So over 1,000 more than the year before. And this translates to an average of 110% capacity all year round. So this helps to explain why our costs are so increased. Because in the last year, the increase in beds being used was 30%. So municipalities across Leeds and Grenville. This means we serve a population of more than 132,000 and span a geographic area of more than 3,400 square kilometers. Leeds and Grenville Interval House offers a variety of services in addition to our emergency shelter. Our programs provide counseling, advocacy, safety planning, accompaniment to court and legal appointments, as well as transition planning, support in finding and maintaining appropriate and affordable housing, and financial resources for women. There is also support and programming available for children, and a variety of different groups are offered. So call the shelter to find out more about currently running group opportunities for women and for kids. And if you'd like to learn about other ways you can help and support the work we're doing to end violence against women and their children, contact the shelter, follow us on Facebook or Twitter, or come and speak to me today. I'm happy to answer questions and share information with you. Thank you.
So hips four. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. You got that? Shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. Now we put it together. Hip, 2, 3, 4, shoulders, 2, 3, 4. Hip, 2, 3, 4, shoulders, 2. Two more times. Hip, 2, 3, 4, shoulders. That's the first step of the dance.